Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And I gotta start with this from Bank XRP. CFTC announces Crypto CEO Forum to initiate digital asset markets pilot program. Participants will include Circle, Coinbase, Crypto.com, and Ripple. You know, Ripple always gets a seat at the table, but I like where this is going. You know, they're trying to steer everything forward in the United States, especially around clarity for crypto. I want to see where this goes from here. And like I said, Brad always gets a seat at the table. Remember this picture with him and the IMF? That was back, I think, 2016, 2017. Then you see him having dinner with Donald Trump. Now, the reason I showed you these two pictures is because of this right here. ECB hopes Trump's crypto plan will speed up digital euro. I think what's going on in the background while everyone's distracted by Bitcoin, distracted by the oncoming alt season that's about to get started, they're building out a new financial system, and it's being accelerated by different participants like the Brics. I think the Brics pushes ahead. Then the U.S. sees a need to catch up. The U.S. starts pushing ahead with crypto. The ECB now sees it as hope to push ahead the digital euro. One big financial system is building in the background, a new digital financial system. Like we see here, Blue Hawk Legend says, I'm calling bullshit on this one. The only reason they backed off of the Brics dollar is because of Trump. Once his term ends, it'll be fully implemented. India officially rejects Brics currency. Now, I think he might be right to some extent, but I'm thinking more on the lines that every one of the Brics countries, they want a level playing field. They want to have their own currency. They're not going to agree on one currency, like a Brics currency or a China coin. They're going to want to have a trust layer in between these countries. Think about it. This positions XRP perfectly inside of Brics, where Ripple has already set up rails in every one of those countries, because China doesn't trust India and India doesn't trust China. They also will never agree on one Brics currency. They're going to want to have their own currencies in their own countries. Yet they could send money in between themselves utilizing a trust layer, a bridge currency like XRP. But they also want to break away from the SWIFT system because of sanctions. Then this dropped today. Just in, U.S. President Trump sanctioned South Africa. I mean, this writes itself at this point. Trump now puts sanctions on South Africa. South Africa is a Brics country. Also, like we saw the sanctions on Russia. That's why they're creating an alternative to SWIFT. And I think that's what's going on. So they're going to break away from SWIFT. They got to use something else. And the best alternative to SWIFT is RippleNet and XRP. Boom. Ripple XRP is connected to the SWIFT network through a third party. Take a listen.
If you haven't heard of PaymentSafe, PaymentSafe is Ethnet's payment hub that unifies dealing with all kinds of payment networks, whether domestic, international, and of course SWIFT as well, to allow an enhanced STP mode on all different payments. Now, the importance of PaymentSafe over here is that it has an important component, which is a universal translator for the exchange of different payment formats. Now, Of course, one of the most important formats is the legacy MT that you already know, and the new ISO 222 format, including the CBPR Plus. We offer a lot of. If you haven't heard of payment.
So think about it like this. He's talking about ISO and Swift, and up on the screen he has Ripple's DLT, and he's showing you how they're connecting Ripple and XRP to Swift. And now Ripple has access to those 11,000 banks that are part of the Swift network. But this is what's so important to understand. Ripple is playing both sides of the fence. On one hand, they're connecting up to Swift. On the other hand, they already have rails in place all inside of Brics, and Brics wants to break away from Swift. So no matter how this plays out, Ripple wins in the end. And I think Ripple is going to capture more than 10% of Swift's business early on. 10% gets us to a 3-digit XRP. Some would argue it would get us to a 4-digit XRP over time. But this is playing out perfectly. RLUSD and USDC coming to Japan's largest bank, SBI Group's digital space ecosystem. And you see listed as stablecoins, Circle and Ripple. Again, RLUSD is going to open up a lot of doors that XRP cannot open. But RLUSD opens up the door, and later that financial institution, whether it be a bank or a company, they start utilizing XRP. Why would they use XRP over RLUSD? Because RippleNet utilizing XRP is the cheapest and fastest solution. But everything is coming together perfectly. This comes from Smoke, how banks will operate as nodes on the XRP ledger. Banks on the XRP ledger will use XRP, the network's only native asset, to facilitate cross-border transactions. Instead of holding reserves in multiple correspondent banks, they will maintain only their domestic currency and a reserve of XRP. This allows them to directly trade between their currency and XRP, which acts as a bridge for less liquidity currency pairs. By adopting this model, banks reduce cost by minimizing pre-funded accounts, lowering currency management overhead, and decreasing rebalancing fees. Additionally, they eliminate reliance on correspondent banks, reducing the risk of bankruptcy exposure and improving financial stability. They're cutting out the middleman, utilizing this solution. That's why the fees are cheaper and everything flows faster. And the banks absolutely love Ripple. Banks seem to like Ripple. Banks are here, ready to have an impact. They are going to use it. Once the bank's on board, once you get one bank, you get the network effect. All of a sudden, one bank's utilizing RippleNet and XRP. Other banks will take notice very fast. When their customers are going to the bank down the street to send money overseas, because it's happening within 3 to 5 seconds and it's happening for less than a penny. Every other bank has to get on board. And once that happens, it's going to happen quickly. This isn't going to be something that's drug out over the course of 5 or 10 years. Once one bank starts utilizing RippleNet and XRP, you could expect another handful to onboard within a few months. And then all of a sudden, more banks on board a few months after that. And Ripple says that they can connect a bank up to the network within a matter of 7 days. But it has already been done within 3 days. Think about that. But Brad has always been talking to the banks. Take a listen.
And you know, another thing I mentioned to David backstage, I was in talking to one of the largest global money center banks on the planet, and I was talking to them about our primary product, fiat to fiat, called X Current. And this guy kind of interrupts me. He's like, yeah, that's nice, but I have a problem settling into Peru. Can I use XRP to help me settle into Peru? And honestly, I was like, holy shit. Like, you know, here's one of the biggest banks in the world who has more liquidity than almost anybody out there. And I'm not even trying to talk to him about crypto and digital assets. I'm trying to talk to him about the core of fiat to fiat. And, you know, he's already looking ahead and realizing that, look, this is something that could help me solve a problem in Peru. And I don't want to necessarily hold currency in Peru from an inflation point of view, or a regulatory risk point of view, a compliance risk. So they're looking for other solutions. And again, if you solve a real problem for real customers, it's going to work out.
And that's what Ripple does. And that's what XRP does. It's a real world use case that solves real world problems. And that's the direction that crypto is going in right now. And Ripple is leading the way. Think about it like this. What's happening? Speculation is coming to an end. We already see that happening. The BIS just told everyone in the world that Bitcoin is not the future. They're all pushing towards utility. All that you're seeing around Bitcoin is bag holder hype. That's it. That's all that's left. The institutions don't care about it. The banks don't care about it. The IMF doesn't care about it. The World Economic Forum doesn't care about it. Only bag holders still care about Bitcoin. They're already looking down the road now. Now that we have a pro-crypto president, a pro-crypto Congress, pro-crypto SEC, things are going to start to happen very fast in the United States. And you're either holding XRP or you're about to get left behind. This is all going to happen within 2025. This shift is going to take place this year because everybody's eager to make it happen. Here's David Schwartz once again doubling down, that saying that we are on the cusp of mass institutional adoption. Take a listen.
I feel like we really are on the cusp of a mass institutional adoption, both of DeFi and of other blockchain technologies. I think this is also like one of the key obstacles to mass retail adoption. A lot of people in the space previously thought that retail adoption was like the big wave, but I think institutional adoption is a precursor. You have to connect to where people are. You have to go to where the value is. You can't build a new financial system from zero, ignoring the existing financial system where everybody's money is, where all the value is, where the real world is, you know, trillions of dollars in value. You can't just say, oh, forget about all that. Let's just build something new over here. It doesn't work. And so I think this wave of institutional adoption over the next year or two is going to be what's going to pave the way for mass retail adoption. And then we can deliver on those promises. Like, we all want to bank the unbanked, but like the unbanked, like they have to be able to spend their money to buy groceries and pay their phone bill, and so we have to have that institutional connectivity. And I don't think there are any obstacles. I think that's and I think this.
Like he said, there's no obstacles left now, and this is going to happen. A lot of this is going to happen this year. We also got ISO going live this year. FedNow is a month away. Things are going to start to take place very quick. And anybody that sits there and says, well, how come the price of XRP isn't moving? Because it's not all happening yet. The price of XRP will reflect when all of this starts to go live. Once the ETFs go live, watch how quick the price of XRP changes. Once institutional adoption begins to happen, watch how fast the price of XRP changes. You just got to stay patient long enough to get there to the point where it happens. And you got to remember, alt season's still going to play out this year at the same time. All of this is going to happen on top of alt season. I think we are going to see a utility run by the end of this year. The start of a utility run. How long is it going to last? I'm expecting it to be something that adds value year over year, because not all these institutions are going to onboard all at once. You're going to get a handful, and then another handful, and then another handful. And as that's happening, we're going to get steady upward movement on the price of XRP and XLM and XDC. All of these ISO cryptocurrencies, This is going to be a very, very big year. And they're all telling you it's coming now. You know, if we were back in 2021, I would be talking to you about selling your crypto at the top. I would be trying to look at where the top could possibly be for XRP. That's what we would be talking about. Here we are in 2025, and what I'm talking to you about now is passive income options that are going to open up with the institutional adoption and not having to sell your crypto at all. Instead, just sit back and collect a monthly check off of your crypto. And as the price of XRP goes higher, your passive income will go up with it. You will not have a fixed income with passive income, because every year as more and more value flows, your passive income will rise. And it is going to be a very exciting time. And I think it all starts this year. They're all telling us it's coming. Until it happens, stay patient, stay positive, and we will get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.